Hey, what's up? Thanks a lot for visiting my channel, the Sequential Geek YouTube channel. I be that Sequential Geek, and I would like to welcome you to my birthday haul, y'all. I went to 4 shops on Saturday. That was really the day I celebrated my birthday. I was so hungover and so drained on Sunday that I didn't make the video I wanted to make. I started it really late, early in the morning on the 24th. Shout out Bilbo Baggins. Represent. October 24th birthday. And I, started doing a little bit of an unboxing mail call. I got some donuts before I went home too, and tried to drink some coffee. There's my blunt donut. As you can see, it's fired up. It's a nice hit. That was funny. So I was just so drained, had a big old tummy ache when I woke up. Go figure. It's the VooDoo doll. Puff, puff. Pass, pass. And, just got all fattened up on sweets and alcohol and big old tummy ache to match my headache. So that was fun going through and doing my little unboxings. Went to 4 comic book shops, Mutiny Information Cafe, downtown, got some coffee early in the morning, a nice espresso cappuccino, and then where did I go after that? Amazing Fantasy. Bought some supplies from there as well. After that, of course, I had to hit up, take Littleton west, and then that turns into Bowles. And then on the left, you got what is it? It's called Jeff's Comics and Cards Empire, something like that. And then farther down is 5280 Comix, and they're both great people there. So they're all just Denver's finest. Yeah, obviously, you know, there's Mile High and Vision Comics and Oddities, but there's so many other shops in the area that, yeah, I hope somebody out there pays attention, because I'm giving props to some places that totally deserve it. And it's like an anomaly. There's so many places here. Yo, these alone that I got just from Amazing Fantasy. A couple of hardcovers. He labels the top. It's pretty awesome. You're hemorrhaging eternally. If I don't cauterize this bleed, I can do things that other people can't. Hold my hand. This is gonna hurt. I finally got that over with, those packages that were stacked up. The Land of Fragile.
What would you have us do, Al? Look to the stars, like our ancestors did. There are habitable worlds within reach. We can begin by using the old outposts.
Are you seriously suggesting that we evacuate the entire planet?
No. Everybody here is already dead.
Wow. So I now got doubles. This was $34, and this is so rare to find. This is a VF plus. The guy said VF near mint copy of second appearance of Phenomex. Grant Morrison writer Igor Corday. I know he did some inking for the Brotherhood comic that came out around the same time. Sad Ribich did the art for the first 3 issues of that story. Howard Mackey wrote that Brotherhood story. So yeah, Phantom X. He is a little classic cult favorite of mine. Yeah, Phantom X first appeared in New X-Men 128. Cover date August 2002. Don't you know? So this is cover date September 2002. Igor Corday, cover and interiors. I got a full run. If I could just get issue 132 in decent condition and newsstand, then yeah, I got me doubles of my whole Grant Morrison New X-Men run. One day. All right, what next?
Artificial population control is established. The outposts and space exploration are abandoned. We exhausted our natural resources. As a result, our planet's core became unstable. As a worker, warrior, leader, so not only we were
I gotta check that order. Oh yeah, I know why I got 2 of these. Dark Horse Presents number 61. James O'Barr, Frank Miller combo. I also completed doubles now in my Dark Horse Presents Frank Miller run back in the early 90s. We got here Dark Horse Presents issue number 58, very fine near mint, cover date January 1992. I got that for a total of $6.24. Hello. Marv, the Bloody Axe. Can't go wrong. It's Kevin, Cannibal. Dark Horse Presents number 59. Nice blood red cover. February 1992. This is the issue where Lucille dies. Got that for $9. Very fine condition. Finishing off my Dark Horse Presents run now. Getting doubles. I got a second and third copy of this Dark Horse Presents issue number 61. Right, because of it's like this one-shot James O'Barr story. Right, yeah. Dark Horse Presents goodness. A Dark Horse, by the way. Dark Horse Presents Sin City. That ran from 51, June 1991. Until issue 62, May 1992. Alright, next up. Show you're not going to believe this. Okay, so this is one of the last surviving remnants of the planet Fragile. I thought it was a country, but apparently it's a planet. It's wild. So check this out. I work with boxes all day. I mean, not all day, but I work with boxes, unboxing computers, shipping stuff, sending stuff. A couple days a week. Sometimes I'll have to unbox like 10, 15 laptops and, set them up, install the operating system, image them. My hands are always getting cut. My forearms, my hands, so sorry if it's gross. I'm like trying to be aware of that, put on a Band-Aid or whatever. Take care of it. Get some aloe. So I got first appearance of Lady Deathstrike, and I didn't really care about getting this toy, but now that I got it, I'm like, wow, between this and Pimp Daddy Destro, that swap that I did with Fred Hall Direct Edition, shout out Mr. Fred Hall DE, what is up? So yeah, I got this figure. Also got like this crow figure. It's still in its packaging. I'm not sure if it's like an imitation or if it's real. It looks real lowbrow, but this, I mean, first appearance, Alpha Flight number 33. A month later in X-Men 205, 206? I'm gonna go with 206. Barry Windsor Smith issue. She gets her finger blades. She gets teched out from the Mojo universe, Mojoverse technology. Her and the Reavers. Spiral hooks her up. So it's different attachments. Looks like. All right, so let's check this out. Lady Deathstrike, formerly known as Yuriko Oyama. His first appearance was in Daredevil 197. Alright, so this is... Let's just go on the... Auf dem Kopf. Oder? Whoa. Alright, I think that's how this goes. I don't want to force it. I don't know, is it, it's not like an eye deal with a head cannon? She must be hard of hearing in that ear, is my guess. So we've got, yeah, this is, I think it's like a foam gun. So like when she goes to parties, she's got this hand here. She's just like a killer DJ. And then this is just like, shout out to Homestar Runner. If you ever check out that website, check out the techno video for Homestar Runner. It's got the foam gun, so you can get the DJ POV. Yeah, then that's not a cannon, that's like a light show. So, right on, alright. I like. So that's like a consolation prize, if that was just something extra, as far as I was concerned.
On behalf of General Zod, I extend you his greetings. Are you the ranking officer here?
I am.
General Zod would like this woman to accompany me.
You asked for the alien.
You didn't say anything about him about wrong.
Shall I tell the General you're unwilling to comply?
I don't care what you tell him.
Sorry. I'll go.
Right. First appearance of Lady Deathstrike. I'm going on a little Lady Deathstrike binge. I got faith in the Lady Deathstrike. I don't think you can go wrong. I think now it's a now or never moment. I mean, sure, if you want to spend, up to $100, $75 eventually, but decided to gather my rosebuds whilst I may. Yeah, that one on the left, guy advertised it as like Toy Biz combo. That's the regular comic book right there on the left, newsstand edition, right? But came with Hertz truly here. Didn't really expect the figure when I went out hunting for comics on eBay, but so I got that for a total of $31.97, and the one on the right I got for $31.45. It's a VF minus Canadian price variant, 95 cents. Mike Mignola cover. Wolverine and the new Vindicator, Heather Hudson, they're attacked by Lady Deathstrike. Cover date April 1986. The writer of this story is the co-creator of Cloak and Dagger, Bill Mantlo, with Sal Buscema doing the interiors. Don't you know? Puck. With accessories. And I did it.
What's wrong with you, Mom?
Hey, asswipe. What do you think? You see the game?
Leave him alone, Pete.
Oh, what, his girlfriend? I want to hear what he has to say. Come on! See,
First print, number 3.
My son was there. He was in the bus. He saw what Clark did.
I know he did. I'm sure that he thought he saw
It was an act of God, Jonathan. This was providence.
$180. All these prices include shipping. Kevin Eastman cover out of March 1985, first print. Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mirage. So I finished off my run. First printing of issues 3 through 18. All that is great. You know, it's this do or die moment. Now or never books. Yeah, great. I've got, I don't want to sound like I'm super bragging here, but I am patting myself on the back. Just glad that I got this run completed. I didn't think I would ever be able to get a first printing of issue number 3, and when I got a second printing of issue 2, a 5th printing of issue 1, there's a little bit of scuffing on the back of it, of that 5th printing of the first issue. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, issue number 3. Got my first printing run of issue 3 through 18. So I got what, issue like 24 and 30. It's Rick Veitch comics. Kick ass. New 25mm metal miniatures of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So those were the gist of the unboxings. The rest were the Faust comics that I'm going to be showing eventually. The rest of these comics are from Saturday, that little hall crawl I went on. Started over at Mutiny Information Cafe and got me a couple comics, $4 for that DMZ. I think there was only one cover, one printing of that. Brian Wood cover. Riccardo Buricelli did the interior artwork, and highly recommended. I'm sure any reviews that you read about DMZ, this journalist, his helicopter ends up getting shot down, and it's like Manhattan is part of this demilitarized zone between these two, I guess you could say like separatist factions. The United States has been balkanized, so to speak, right? It's breaking apart, and we've got this one larger state to the west, and then kind of like a New England state that is seceding, and Manhattan is the DMZ. This one reporter, this guy is a photojournalist, total new green to the game. He is crash landed in the middle of Manhattan, and he makes a choice to stay. He has no idea how he's in way deep over his head. And so while he's learning to survive out there, he's recording how all these different boroughs have gained different means of survival, essentially. When this came out, January 2006, cover date 2005, so you had that whole idea of being self-sufficient, the oil's running out, reaching depreciating returns, and there are all these documentaries that were popping up, definitely by around like 2007. So yeah, this kind of was take off that zeitgeist a little bit. So, and this ecstatics here on the right, I wasn't too into the ecstatics run. I really liked Milligan and Allred's run on X-Force from issue 116, the first issue that drops the Comix code till I think it was issue 129. That last issue with Dupe on the cover, and then it started again, got rebooted to Ecstatics, and Ecstatics, I think that only ran for like a couple years. They had some cool ideas. There was a Princess Di like character that they had to change because of the whole copyright infringement. Go figure. So this is a giant size Ecstatics. I got this for $3.99. It's $1 off the original cover price, $4.99. And just got this because I wanted to check in on one of my favorite groups, see what they've been doing. It's a gloss to the pages here. I know that Dead Girl had a limited series with Doctor Strange after Ecstatics ended. It was like everybody died at the end, I think. Really dig the way Allred does the human figure. Mr. Sensitive. Nice. So this is just a reader copy. I got this for fun. This, I see that book go from $2 to $25. This is great condition. Let me show you a little bit of that Burchielli artwork. When I started buying the trades, I felt ripped off when the art would change. That Brian Wood, Ricardo Burchielli combination was perfect for me. And that guy with the baseball cap is the journalist that gets stranded. That girl finds him. It's kind of like a Escape from New York type vibe. Every man for himself out there. then I went to Jeff's Collectible Empire in Littleton, off of Bowles, on my way to 5280 Comics. Bloodshot, issue number 1. Check it out. I already have a couple copies of this, and I know I already have like 3 copies of issue 6 and 7, so I wanted to get a third to match with it. It's out of 1992, near mint. I mean, if you're gonna get an issue of Bloodshot, you're not gonna read it. You might as well get it near mint, right? So, I'm not opening that. Nice and glossy. And then out of 1977, over at 5280 Comics, got me Mr. Machine. I suppose you could say that is not a Machine Man comic. Written, drawn by the infamous Jack Kirby. $10 each. Have not read these. So it's August and September 1977. Because of copyright, they had to change the name yet again. So it was X51. Aaron, is it Stack? It's like one consonant away from being Stark. Then Mr. Machine, and then Machine Man. A year later, I believe. Yeah, I haven't read these, but strange topics here. For issue number 10, Mr. Hotline captures Mr. Machine and turns him over to the Mind Monitor. In issue number 9, his second appearance, Mr. Machine is allowed to leave the military installation he is held captive in. Once outside, he is attacked by Mr. Hotline. Interesting names. That was at 5280 Comics. Singh, great owner of that place. Nice guy. And to wrap it up. Went over to Amazing Fantasy. The owner wasn't there. That guy knows how to talk shop, especially about indie comics. Over at Amazing Fantasy, this guy, he's got these ratings up here. It's awesome. He's got the condition, 1990, volume 1, number 1, first print. I love it how he's got like the brand name, the company name there. Amazing Fantasy. It's like condition of the bag looks pretty good, so I think I might actually keep it like that. I normally don't like to keep the backing boards. Probably will take that out, just because if I'm looking at 2 comics of the same condition, right, and if one, they both have, say, a backing board on them, if I shift one of them and I see that outline of the book from paint staining the backing board, I'll take the one that doesn't have the stain, or the one that has the least amount of staining. I look at that as the more of that shadow that is stained on the backing board, it's just the more paint loss, the more damage the book has suffered, essentially. So I figure why even keep them? Even if the board has that light glaze on it, I mean, they all have that light glaze on it, hopefully, if they put it in correctly. Still, I double bag my stuff, so then I would just put it in a Golden Age bagging board. So long shot. That's how I follow up Lobo. This issue is really interesting. By the way, it's a VF 1996 newsstand copy. Art Adams doing the cover and interiors to Andersoni's script. All right, now check this out. This issue right here, got that for $10.75. Amazing Fantasy Comics. This is the first appearance of this character named Arize, A-R-I-Z-E. Arize is the only mutant of the spineless ones. Due to his mutation, he has a more humanoid appearance than his brethren, and Mojo is one of the spineless ones. The spineless ones had no success in anything from culture to technology due to their lack of spinal cord, and they were driven insane by the TV images projected into their minds. That changed when Arize was born. As a result of his mutation, Arize's body appeared more humanoid, with a fully developed spinal cord and even actual hair. This guy's got red hair. However, his most important mutation was less obvious. He was not plagued by the TV images in his head, which made him sane. He made an artificial spinal cord for his kind, but there were those that rejected them. As a result, Arize created walking platforms, which many spineless ones came to use and rely upon. One of those was Mojo, totalitarian ruler of Mojoverse. Due to his insanity and obsession with television, Mojo wanted to create shows in which the actors participating would actually suffer danger. When at first Mojo could not find anyone insane enough to become an actor in his creations, he turned to Arize, who created a race of slaves to participate in Mojo's movies. Among the many slaves he created was Quark, Longshot, and Shatterstar. He also engineered Spiral from an Earth human. What Mojo nor anyone else expected was that Arize possessed a benevolent spirit. He gave all of his creations free will so they could overthrow Mojo and his tyranny. This is all per Comic Vine. Just got to get issue 2 and 6, the newsstand, to complete my little nice little bitty ditty. Long shot runs, yeah. Number 5 in a 6-issue limited series. So that Arize guy sounds pretty badass. Very key player in the Mojoverse, by the way. And this is his first appearance. $10.75. I got another copy of Punisher War Journal, newsstand edition. Punisher War Journal issue 50. Out of 1993. First appearance of Jake Gallows. Jake Gallows is Punisher 2099. He ends up finding the lost journal of Frank Castle, the first Punisher. And what does it say here? Hold on. I love this Comic Vine info. Synopsis is... Hold up. Frank Castle in his journals requests, "You who find this, I charge you to carry on my work." Gallows became the new Punisher, immediately seeking vengeance upon Venom. Venom 2099 orders this kill on this family. Jake Gallows, he's an officer of the Public Eye Police Force. So he gets wounded, but his mother, his brother, and sister-in-law are killed right in front of him. So he becomes Punisher 2099, and he's got all this super high-tech gear, a cybernetic suit, increased physical abilities. He can learn various martial arts with this suit. Can hide his identity from any forms of electronic surveillance via face scrambler, which caused the ubiquitous cameras and other recording devices on the city streets to display a pixelated skull which obscured his face. After the takeover of the United States by Victor von Doom, Gallows served in Doom's Black Cabinet as Minister of Punishment, head of the Ministry of Punishment, where he was in charge of the nation's law enforcement. He later died defending Doom. Wow. His notable weapons were a minigun, a large revolver, a pair of laser blaster pistols, and a spike club. Punisher 29.9. Pat Mills. Tony Skinner were the writers of Punisher 2099. Tom Morgan doing the pencils. Fuck it. Because this is like a collection of different types of stories in here. Let's see if I can display it real quick. First of all, not bad. Intro page there. It's embossed cover. Typically, when you see this Curtis Company symbol, you're going to see this newsstand there. I know on the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man comics, you'll see this, but they'll have the direct edition drawing. Also at Amazing Fantasy Comics for $4, I got this not for resale Marvel Legends Toy Biz reprint of Punisher Warzone. Original printing is out of 1992. So this is like 11 years later, out of 2003. Chuck Dixon story, John Romita Jr. art. Let's talk about some goodness. Frank Miller writing this 8-issue limited series. This is issue 1 out of August 1986. With Bill Sienkiewicz doing the amazing artwork. This was labeled near mint. $5.50. Yeah, I took it out and saw how white and nice that spine is. So I figured, why not? This is like a now or never moment. Great deals at Amazing Fantasy. That was an awesome deal. To follow that up, these are each under $2. Is that $1.15? They're all labeled near mint. These are the Silver Age DC Classics out of 1992. Showcase number 4. Reprints the Carmen Infantino creation out of 1956, Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen. September, October issue, 1956. Robert Kanigher is a writer. Now, I mean, when people say DC books are underrated, undervalued, you're damn right they are. This is $1.15 reprint from 1992. Now you look at those Marvel Masterworks, sure, they do have that sheen, that harder paper stock, like that silverish painted types of covers that have spine ticks real easy, but these handling this comic, it's very light, easily damaged. Pretty satisfied here. But still, typically these reprints, newsstand edition, it's nice light newsprint paper. So it would still be competitive. I mean, first appearance of Flash, near mint, under $2. This is $1.75, $1.15. So Action Comics 252, Kurt Swan cover, reprints. Kara Zor-El's first appearance out of 1959. Otto Binden is the writer of the origin, with Al Plastino doing the interiors, illustrations. And really, you know, the story that started it all, to a certain extent, was a creation of the Justice League. Gardner Fox's 1960 team up of all the Silver Age heroes instigated Martin Goodman's golf conversation. So what instigated the mandate Martin Goodman gave down to Stan Lee after he had a golf outing. The guys over at DC National Comics, he heard about the Justice League's success and told Stan to get on it. Stan was like, all right, Jack, give me some ideas. I'll take them as my own. What you got, man? So there you have it, man. Again, another undervalued comic book out of DC Comics. I'm not a big DC Comics fan, but when I see a near mint copy of these Silver Age DC classics that normally I would just glaze over and go on to the next book, sifting through long boxes, seeing this for under $2, near mint condition, why the fuck not? So I saw the first appearance of Supergirl, Kara Zor-El. Now I got me this Gardner Fox story with Mike Sikowski doing the pencils. Brave and the Bold presents number 28. March 1960 original cover date. First appearance, Justice League of America. Off and away. Yet another Alpha Flight 33 came in the mail today. On its American price newsstand. This one was pricey. This was in an auction. It is a really nice VF Plus copy. Once again, kick-ass Magnolia artwork out of 1985. That's right. First appearance of Lady Deathstrike. Madam Fingerblades. The following month after this comes out is Uncanny X-Men issue number 206. And that's the issue that has the origin of Lady Deathstrike, where Spiral from the Mojoverse ends up using her technology to enhance Yuriko Oyama. She kind of sells her soul to the devil, so to speak, here with the whole Spiral teching out their bodies. Spiral muses that same thought, really. She's yet again. I got me. Shit, I think I have my original copy from. No, this is from the early 90s. I stopped buying comics around 89, definitely by 90 for sure. I had tapered off all the story arcs by the end of 1989. So this came out in 1992. So I got 2 copies of the 75-cent cover price, one of the 95-cent cover price, plus my little consolation figure. She's here, you know. See these hands? You see these hands? Yeah, I can type 352 words a minute. Best believe. Best believe. She's all, I play highlight. You like to play highlight? Well, I'll have to work on that. Dip some of that. Use it to crack open that lobster, crack-a-lackin', and dip it in some of that. $58.79 for just this comic. The other 2 were around $31 a piece. One was $31.97. That was the one with the toy hair. The other one was $31.45. This near minty mint. You tell me. Whoa. Looks like there's some scuffing along the way here. It's a mark right there. It's not a tear, but yeah, I'm looking at some bright pages. Some origin of Wolverine. So now so many of you out there right now are saying you are crazy for paying that amount, right? I ask you, do you think that book will ever get lower than that amount for that condition as a newsstand, even though it's not a Canadian priced variant, still. And I think around the time this came out, it was like 50% newsstand. Heather flies to the US in order to get Wolverine to help her figure out how to work with the new Vindicator suit. After the pair reminisce about her part in Wolverine's origin, they are attacked by Lady Deathstrike. Bill Mantlo script, Sal Buscema, goodness. Yeah, that first volume of Alpha Flight ran until 1994. First issue was August 1983, cover date. Now what next? What next? What next? I wish y'all a nice happy Halloween coming up. This Doctor Strange Special Edition #1. Bernie Wrightson doing the exteriors there. Bernie Wrightson cover. So some sources have called this Doctor Strange / Silver Dagger. When I'm looking up just information on this book, it's a near mint copy of the special edition of Doctor Strange out of 1983. This is a reprint out of 1974. The first 4 issues. Issues 1 and 2 of Doctor Strange, issue 4 and 5 of Doctor Strange. Through an Orb Darkly. It's the name of that first story in 1974 of Doctor Strange #1. A Separate Reality is the name of the story for #2. Where Boundaries Decay. And then you've got Cloak and Dagger. So this is a reprint also, in particular, I'd like to note, of Silver Dagger. It's a former priest, according to Comic Find. It's a self-appointed executioner of blasphemous creatures and practitioners. He's a longtime foe of Doctor Strange and Werewolf by Night. Yeah, first appearance, Doctor Strange #1 in the story Through an Orb Darkly. Frank Brunner. Now, if you'll know that Doctor Strange issue #1. It looks like one of those psychedelic posters, kind of, but very obviously skilled, very articulate in design. Doctor Strange fighting this like bunch of snakes that instead of having a head, it's a hand, an eye on the back of the hand upon the wrist. So it's pretty crazy. It's got some cool psychedelia type design work that you would normally see bordering poster for a venue or some rock and roll music festival that was going on around that time, probably. I mean, the book came out in 1974, and a lot of that poster art was big by 5 years earlier to that. Anyway, the art is Frank Brunner, and if you see it, you know it. It would make a great t-shirt, awesome poster, back tattoo. So that concept of Silver Dagger, it sounds a little bit like how the MCU is doing Mordred, but we shall see, to be determined. I just got it because I was tempted to get 2, but I've been spoiling myself way too much. There's Silver Dagger. I think this is what it's like shopping for Marvel Comics today. All these variant covers are reaching out gimmicks. Maybe I think it's like a futurist prediction. I'm not sure though. I haven't read the book. But it is a reprint out of 1974, so I don't think so. How am I going to follow it up? How am I going to follow it up? How am I going to follow it up? Well, real quick, just want to give a shout out. It's Tim Vigil. I got myself an EO #1 right here. Came out in 1992. It's a very fine plus near mint. Art, Tim Vigil. I think the plot is by Tim Vigil as well, and the script by Franz Henkel. It's a 2-part series. Second part here came out in 1994, 2 years later. It's for 11, and that's for 15. All right, let's take a look. Once again, some indie goodness out of Amazing Fantasy. Let's do that over. We got some serious erotica level artwork here. We got some serious imagery going on here. I'll leave it at that. And to wrap up my haul, I got a couple of more gems out of Amazing Fantasy Comics. First of all, I just want to say thanks a lot for stopping by, checking out my channel. Hope everybody has a safe Halloween. Collect what you like, invest in what you know, and on with the show. I've yet to open these up. So I've been spending so much, and I know that there's some gems out there that I need to read, and this is book 1 and 2, Miracle Man. I've only read a couple issues of Miracle Man, random stuff that I've bought, gotten deals on, and just hear so much about it, you know, how it was like a game changer when it came out, and Alan Moore revamping an old character. I don't know, there's so much that I've been checking up on, and documentaries that I've been reading, and movies I've been checking out and stuff, so that it's just like I have to go back and I know Academics Today and Comic Book Historians, those two channels have got some great documentaries on Miracle Man, so might as well open them up. These are going to get so worn out. Story, the original writer with Mick Anglo, Carrie Leach, and Alan Davis. Art restoration. Miracle Man, created by Mick Anglo. Probably not pronouncing this right. I don't know anything about Miracle Man. I'm about to learn. Nice. Wow, we're talking prologue out of 1956. Chapters 1 through 11. Miracle Man behind the scenes. The Warp Smiths, chapters 1, 2, and 3. Wow. I had no idea. Nice. What is this? Warrior Magazine, number 11, page 2, original artwork, pencil, India ink, Letratone on illustration board by Alan Davis. Original production art, Gary Leach. Stitched together to transform the Marvel Man title logo into Miracle Man. Miracle Man Book 2, The Red King Syndrome. Chapters 1 through 12. Legends and Acrophia. Young Miracle Man, 1957. Miracle Man, the Goonerville flood? Don't know. Story, the original writer, with Cat Yarnwild. Alan Davis, John Ridgway, Chuck Austin, and Rick Veitch with Rick Bryant. have yet to open up this Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics. I know there's so much that you can do, not everything can be objective, but I can't knock it till I try it. I think it's always fun to compare grades and see if I can be on par with what a shop owner or some vendor believes. So it's my first time opening this up. If anybody has any questions about this book, anything you want me to look up or show, leave me a comment, let me know. My next vid, I'll be glad to check it out. So fine plus 6.5. I think it's always like, what, it's supposed to be easy to tell the higher grade, but then when it comes to deciphering a mid-grade book, a VG versus a G, very good versus a good, then I think where something like this could come into handy. And there's so many different aspects to the comic book collecting hobby that I think grading involves a lot of them, so I'd like to be somewhat well versed eventually. Get a handle on this game. Why not? Overstreet Guide to Grading Comics. I think that's a great reference to start from. If anybody has any opinion on this, let me know. By Robert M. Overstreet. 6th edition, $24.95. Got some Golden Age. I usually board up my Golden Age comics, rebag the modern stuff, and put it in a Golden Age bag and board. Am I into Pokemon? Not really, but they were giving away some free posters over at Amazing Fantasy Comics that I just decided, why not? You know, iconic standard, simple, not a lot of like bullshit around it. It's very clear, it's identifiable for that particular character-based asset. That's iconic. Something can be like iconic in a classic way where it represents something historically, something that you know that will be constantly cover swiped, or it's just something like this where it's just, you got this cool design in the background. Maybe they're not normally depicted like that. I don't know them well enough, but I know basic, solid marketing when I see it. And it says 2021 Pokemon. Alright, so I got this, and then decided, fuck it, I'll check this out. What's this? It's a big old poster. Some type of amalgamation. Alright, with different live action versions. This thing is huge. Fairly up to date, right? Check that out. This poster is huge. So, is that Zoe Kravitz right there? Brendan Fraser's character from Doom Patrol. So I got that Fandom poster. It's a little beat up. Corners are still sharp on it, but it looks like it's been opened and closed a lot. A couple more posters to add to my collection of those. Got some reading to do. My ecstatic book here, and Some Miracle Man comics. So I'm psyched. Thank you very much for watching, y'all. Take care. Much love. Happy hunting. Safe Halloween. Peace. Thank you.